to Miss Annette's little farm in the big city. We got a bee emergency going on right now. My big hive has decided to split and swarm. Now I knew this was going to happen. I could tell there were telltale signs. I ordered some equipment, but it didn't get here in time. So now I'm scrambling around trying to get things together, and the bees are landing up in a tree. All kinds of commotion. But I'm glad you're here so you didn't miss it. Well guys, this is what a swarm looks like. They've settled down, so whoever's staying is staying, and whoever is leaving is in that tree. And I'll try to get a close-up for you to see. It's either the hemlock or the willow. I can't tell. Yeah, it must be the hemlock. Boy, they're up so high though. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to capture them or not. And all we have to do is shake them into a box because they'll be pretty gentle. They're not going to be protective. But, dang it. I was going to add a super, because I could tell it was getting crowded in there, but you know, that's the problem with living in the city. You don't get access to a lot of supplies. And at least it happened in the spring and not during the summer. So a spring swarm is not as bad as a summer swarm, because at least they have time to build back. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to capture that swarm or not, but maybe. I don't know how they decide who gets to go and who gets to stay, but we still have plenty back behind. Luckily, I had some frames on hand, so I'm going to quickly put those together. Mr. Steve and I made a spot, and now we're going to go to 3 hives, which is a lot. That's a lot. Okay. They should stay there for at least a few hours until they find another spot, and we'll be able to shake them out of the trees. I can see that they're moving a little bit. We'll work on it. We scrounged around and found some things that we could use, move things around, and then decided that we were going to go ahead and get the bees out of the trees. This was our first time getting a swarm, so we weren't really quite sure what to do. So Mr. Steve had tree climbing equipment. He went up in the tree. The plan was to cut a branch and then bring it down. We found someone to sell us a couple of pieces that we needed for the beehive, and we got it all put together and put the bees inside the box. And we thought it was that easy, just shaking them off the branches and sticking them inside of the box. After all of that hard work, here's a bee update. They all went back to the original hive. And there were no bees in the third hive, just about 40 or 50 of them. So I moved the super over here, or not the super, I moved the brood box over here so that this group would have a lot more room. And it is packed full of honey, you guys. So I took 2 frames. I kind of did it in haste, and I don't think it's going to be honey that I'll probably feed back to the bees because it wasn't completely cured. But that's okay. Live and learn, right? Anyway, that's the bee update. It's okay because there's another swarm coming probably, and we'll probably, first one's always the hardest, and now we know that we need to have the materials on hand and what to do when this kind of activity happens. And it happened. A couple of days later, they swarmed again. So this time we were a little bit more prepared. We decided to use a bucket method to get the bees down, and it went a lot smoother. So what you do here, you get the bucket underneath the big clump of bees and you shake them into the bucket, and it's that easy. Bees during this time are very docile. They are not out to sting or protect anything. They're just looking forward to finding their new home. So I tried to get the camera a little bit closer for you to see, but I also had to be on hand to help, so it was a little bit difficult to film this part. Is that almost all of them?
I thought it was, but it looks like this.
Come in. Let me show the bucket. Now, something we didn't know before we captured our swarm was that they would keep swarming because they've already decided that they wanted to live somewhere else. So we had to put the queen excluder on the bottom board here so that she couldn't get out. And then we had to close the little hole so that she would stay inside the hive, and we'll have to keep her in there for a few days until they get settled and stay in there. We didn't know all this, and now we do. So hopefully everything will work out for these 3 little hives. I have more supplies coming for the second hive because it's ready to grow already. And hopefully the little 3rd hive will be doing okay too. And we'll see what happens with these bees. It's been several bee days doing things for the bees, about the bees. And I really you learn a lot when that sort of thing starts happening. And you have to, beekeeping has been rewarding and frustrating. It has been a learning experience. You learn something all the time, and I think that's probably how homesteading is. You're probably always learning something new, and you have to be flexible and be willing to learn and accept that knowledge and accept other opinions and look at things and be able to examine them and look at them in different ways to see what works for you. So we started this with the bees. I thought, well, we'll just put them in a box, and we got it all together. And then I didn't realize that they would keep swarming over and over again until we kind of forced them to stay by keeping the queen kind of a prisoner for a little while. I also realized that I need to have supplies on hand for when this kind of thing happens. And I've had swarms before, but I think because I was always working that I might have been missing them and not paying enough attention. So, it's okay. That kind of stuff just happens, and it's all right. Look at the goats. They're tired too. You'd think they were the ones that were climbing up that tree and on the garage to get those. So sweet. Anyway, sweet like you. Yeah. I want to thank you for stopping by and visiting me today, and being there, my moral support, always being so sweet and so kind to me, always. I don't have the words to say how much that means to me. I just don't have them, but it means a lot. It really does. Thank you. Thank you so much. Comments and the likes and the subscribing. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and just whatever it is we do. It's humbling. It really is. So thank you. Now, I want you to try to get outside today if you can. Take care of yourself. Oops. And take care of each other. And we will see you next time. Bye. Love you. You've been getting the neglected little goaties.